everybody, it's me, Mattspurs, and I'm back with another video about Tottenham Hotspur. I'm still hurting after last night. The performance I felt was really bad, and we have to question maybe the mentality of the players, and also maybe the substitutions maybe during the game. I think everyone from the coaching staff, management team and the players have to really look at themselves for the game yesterday. But actually today I want to talk about a couple of things. First thing I want to talk about is VAR. Still, after looking back at the replay of that VAR incident that led to Harry Kane's goal after Sheffield United scored their first goal being disallowed, I still feel that that is an awful decision. It's probably the worst VAR decision I've ever seen. I don't know what you think. I still am not sure it actually hit Lucas Moura in the arm. I think what I know is that Lucas Moura goes down onto the floor with his hands forward like this. Maybe it brushed the ball, and yes, some people are saying in the law, if an opponent, if a team scores and in the build-up it's come off a player's arm, then it's going to be disallowed automatically. Well, I think it's not a very good rule, and we need to seriously look at changing the rules. To be honest with you, I was thinking about it today. Even there's been incidences in the past. I remember the Leicester game. Harry Kane, I think, scored a great goal actually in that game where he was falling over and he kicked the ball in. But I also remember we could have been 2-0 up in that game, I think. But Serge Aurier was like a little bit offside. I always can't go back to that game because I think that game we could have also won, but we ended up losing that game. To Leicester, we ended up losing 2-1 that game. And I think the reason why we lost that Leicester game is the same reason why we lost today's game. The second thing I want to talk about is the players' mentality, because I think for the last year and a half at least, I think there's games where the players have to look at themselves under both Mourinho and Pochettino. Whenever we've had a setback, something's gone against us, or anything, we just fall apart. That Leicester game, for one, we could have been 2-0 up and probably going on to win the game against them, and we would have 3 extra points than we do now. But we got the VAR decision against us and collapsed. And I feel that was what happened last night. I felt the first half we didn't play that bad actually. Sheffield United scored a pretty decent goal. I don't think the first goal was as bad as the other 2 goals, but yes, the first goal kind of could have been avoided as well because of bad defending on behalf of pretty much our whole defence. And I think that, our mentality is something that we really need to look at. I'm questioning it, and even Jose Mourinho has questioned it actually. I have some interesting quotes that he made in a press conference after the game. And he said, here's some of the quotes: "You have to be ready to cope with negative moments and go into the last minute. In spite of my efforts in the dressing room, now I feel I know more about the profile of my players." Doesn't sound so good. "It's very easy to motivate myself because it's my nature. I always say when a professional player needs an external motivation source, then he is in trouble. The motivation should be self-motivation, directly related to your professionalism, directly related with respect for your job, your club and the fans. That's the most important thing. The manager can can just help, but the nature of the player as a professional is the most important. Clearly, if these boys don't care about results and don't care about the position we finish at the end of the season, we'll be in big trouble for the future. So I hope that they care and fight for the best position in the table for the end of the season." So Mourinho has even questioned the players' mentality in a press conference, and he hasn't been in the job for a year, and he's already calling out pretty much every player. I know he's had some problems with Ndombele, and then Ndombele finally got some minutes yesterday, but he's now calling out the whole team, and he was probably furious. I mean, I was sitting there furious as well. I don't know what happened to us. We kind of lost our heads, and I felt the second half performance was not acceptable at all. And I felt the defending, as soon as the ball went into our box, I think they scored. The mentality, I think, of Spurs at the moment is dreadful, and I don't know how to really fix it, except from maybe changing a few of the players, probably. I mean, we do have some great players in our team, like Harry Kane and Hugo Lloris. I mean, Hugo Lloris has won a World Cup. So those two guys should be able to motivate themselves, and I'm sure there's other players in the team as well. We do have a lot of younger players in our team as well. And hopefully they can get the advice from Hugo and Harry and pick themselves up as well. But yeah, I'm still not happy about the game yesterday. It's still in my mind, mainly because of these two things. VAR is pretty much destroying the game. I mean, Mourinho was right as well when he said the referee on the field is just the assistant referee. Now the referee is in an office watching a screen and he makes all the big decisions. I mean, even the referee could have seen that was he could have just taken over and said, look, no, that wasn't a handball, because we're looking at replays over and over again, and if it takes fucking 3 or 4 minutes to work it out, it's obviously not clear or obvious, is it? You should just look at it once, maybe twice, and that's it. They keep looking forward, and they're trying to spot something, and that's what's really annoying me. Even with the offsides, and they get their lines out, and they're all, that's annoying me so much. And then the second thing that's annoyed me is just the players themselves. I mean, some of them earn a lot of money, and I think they all need to pick themselves up. I mean, Harry Kane, I would not question him. I think he kicked the ball in the net 4 times yesterday. 2 were disallowed. He scored 1, and I think he just kicked the ball in the net just 1 time, just because he was upset. And Lamela just fucking won't release the ball, and I think Sissoko in the second half just lost somewhere. And Aurier, to be honest with you, I hope he doesn't play for Spurs again. It's just annoying. In like the final third, in some games he's been great, but yesterday was dog poo. Like dog poo, absolute dog poo. I'd rather now we just play some of our youth players like Dennis Turkin or Harvey White, Oliver Skipp, Troy Parrott, Malachi Walcott, like all of these players. I'd rather have them in the team than just say, okay, we'll build the future around some of these guys coming out of the youth team. Hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow, because we're going to be building up towards the next game, which is against Everton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I believe Everton are breathing down our necks as well. So I'm now looking over my shoulder rather than looking up the league. But anyway, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments on anything I've said, then please do put them in the comments below. And come on, you Spurs.